Hello and welcome to Coffee with Craig. Today we're going to be talking about something very interesting. You guys know that here in the United States we have a couple of pieces of legislation, both the Shush Act as well as the Hearing Protection Act, which have currently been introduced in Congress in order to deal with and address the issue of suppressors. Now, those on the left would have you believe that we shouldn't legalize suppressors or remove them from overregulation. Well, because, people are going to go and you're going to have people who are going to be able to commit crimes and they're going to be able to shoot people and it's going to be silent and we're not going to be able to know where they're coming from. But then again, most of us who know and understand the technology of suppressors know that it's not about making firearms silent. In fact, they just don't do that. What they do is they reduce the decibel level of firearms in order to make it so that you reduce the likelihood of hurting your hearing, or if in the case of hunting, hurting the injuring the hearing of your dogs. Now, interestingly, in Germany, they have now changed the regulations in order to allow for suppressors in order to make them legal. And here's the interesting thing that they noted. They said, quote, "The decision was long overdue. It's about reducing the muzzle blast to effectively protect the hearing of hunters and their dogs," said Minister of the Interior Herbert Reul. The Minister of Agriculture in North Rhine-Westphalia, Christine Schulz-Facking, welcomed the decision. Quote, "The bottom line is a big plus for the health of hunters, with no less security," said the minister. "There are concerns that the use of suppressors could affect people's safety, but though both ministers disregarded this comment. Quote, "The experience from other states show that these concerns are groundless. Totally silent shooting, as in the movies, is not possible with suppressors. The shot is clearly heard," said Minister Reul. Now, before you guys go and you say, "Well, that's Germany and they're clearly, pro-gun and yada," no. Actually, Germany has, according to the Library of Congress, some of the strictest gun laws in the entire world. Professor Christian, and I will not even try to pronounce his name, but he's a professor of criminology from the Criminology Research Institute of Lower Saxony, noted that the laws were once again some of the toughest in the world. You have to apply to get a license in order to own a firearm. In fact, you may have to get a different license for each firearm that you own. Now, they also don't have a fundamental right to keep and bear arms. They don't have a right to own a firearm. But even there, they've been able to take a look at the objective information and recognize, once they understood the technology, that suppressors do not equal silent shooting. Now, that's what happens when you actually have people who pay attention and get to know and understand what the technology is, actually decide to weigh in on policy. I find it interesting. I would really, really like it if those on the anti-gun left here in the United States would actually take the time to understand it. And then I wonder how many of them that actually have taken the time to understand it are still trying to proliferate a lie. The lie that silencers or suppressors are equal silencers and they equals silent firearms. But hey, we all know that the truth is, well, they're not necessarily concerned about the truth. They just want to make sure that, well, the newspapers print their name right. Anyway, folks, so I think we should, normally I'm not one to say that we should be following the steps of European nations, but I think in this particular case, maybe we should take a look at what Germany's done and follow suit. Anyway, folks, that's going to be it for today's Coffee with Craig. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. Have fun, stay safe, stay free.
If you like our videos, follow, subscribe, like, and share.